Hyun Mayung's girlfriend leaves his ass as soon as she realizes that this guy is an addicted gaming gooner loser. He quit his job in anger and locked himself shut, spending all of his time on a game called Penguinia, a game more challenging than Elden Ring. He ends up getting his consciousness nuked by the Ice Sky gods and faints like a Pokémon. Next thing he knows is him waking up getting the daylights beat out of him like a slave. His captives threaten to feed him to the High Dragon. But when Hyun Mayung looks around, he watches hundreds of slaves just like him being whipped to work. The painful whipping was enough confirmation that he was in the world of the game. The High Dragon was further proof of it. Analyzing the region, our boy commands open the status window. To his shock, a blue screen pops before his eyes, displaying all of his stats, talents, and hidden traits. Hyun Mayung can't believe he's really here. Strangely, his stats even exceed the typical limitation of 10. The most shocking part of all, he has access to 13 hidden traits. Before processing anything, the ground rumbles before him. The slave masters are terrified at the sight of a literal army heading their way. The Desert Queen has come after breaking their pact, leading them as a top-tier baddie, the Snake Princess. Hyun Mayung sees her, recalling her name in mind. Her arrival kicks off the first main quest of the game. The only objectives: fucking survive, because failure is gonna result in death of both the character and the player's body in real life. Hyun Mayung barely processes this information when hundreds of slaves are actively mowed down in a rain of arrows. The only reason he's left standing is because of his hidden trait, Heart of the Iron-Blooded Monarchs, kicked in and maxed out physical talent. This way, he'll avoid excess fatigue and will sharpen his reflexes. With everyone around him dying like flies, Hyun Mayung hastens to act in order to survive. He grabs the blade and targets the charging man who is about to kill him. Thanks to his hidden trait, this guy suddenly becomes a sword expert and slashes the guy's back. He even drops a cool pose for us to admire. As his second trait, Weapon Master, aids him in battle. Our boy just got into this world, and already they're about to gangbang him on the first level. One dude tries to stab him with a spear, but Hyun Mayung breaks his ankles like an NBA player and slices his ass. It's his first time using this particular weapon, but his natural intuitive abilities have been boosted to a level where he can use this weapon like an expert. Habibai over here comes in shouting and slashing our boy, but Hyun Mayung somehow easily dodges. Bro's unlocked Ultra Instinct and can detect every single attack coming his way. He reacts reflexively fast too. Watching each swing of the enemies, Hyun Mayung lays down his attack, stabbing this guy. Next he prepares his axe and straight up unalives this dude. With another downs, Hyun Mayung finds himself panting. The ones trying to restrain him can't believe their eyes. This guy is the definition of a monster. Despite being a lowly slave in their eyes, he managed to take down multiple fighters. This is actually thanks to one of the hidden traits called Masterful Hands, allowing our boy to boost his adaptability with any weapon. For example, his newest weapon, a sword, is leveling up exceptionally fast because of him. The same goes for his spear. What's even more stunning is that the max proficiency level for weapons is considered 10. But right from the start, Hyun Mayung is already at a whopping 6, allowing him to wield the sword with proficiency comparable to a knight. The very fact that he managed to cut through multiple fighters is because of this single hidden trait. At the same time, Hyun Mayung knows that this thing won't last him long either. He's got a literal army staring him down. 500 men. My dude is about to solo this ridiculous quest all on his own. Like that one scene where Goku and Vegeta take on thousands of metal coolers. Before this scene, we find ourselves in the throne room of the queen. She's stunned to learn about their failed expedition in the demon world. Her eyes glare with red anger as she scolds the Snake Princess. Her leader reminds the princess that this failure will be reflected upon them, the desert city of Faisalmer, and they have to prevent that with everything they've got. The Snake Princess is ordered to head to the Kultman Desert, where this chick will eliminate any and all stragglers of the expedition hunt. The goal, to erase absolutely every conceivable evidence that exposes Faisalmer's disinvolvement. Basically, they don't want the world to know that these guys caught a huge L. If the Snake Princess does well on her mission, the tyrannical leader promises to lift her curse. The mention of the curse steals her resolve, as the princess accepts her new mission. Before leaving, she was told only one single instruction: do not fail. And with that attitude, she found herself in the expedition area. That brings us here, where the Snake Princess freshly learns from one of her men that one slave appears to be hanging on. This genuinely shocks her. How could one slave hold out against a literal fucking army? Time to get to the battlefield. Corpses toppled and blood splattered. Hyun Mayung stands with his head held high. Having defeated a fleet of men, he reaches level 2. His health and mana capacities are restored. His fatigue is also consequently removed as the result of leveling up. Bro looks like a brick wall and definitely needs to drop his workout routine. Arriving at the battle by herself, the Snake Princess stares at the slave. Hyun Mayung realizes that she's here at last, the one known as Isabella von Dersian. Upon further inspection via the system, he learns about her curse, as she cannot leave the area because of the Desert Queen. The rest of her abilities are concealed because Hyeon Mayung's level is too low. But the main issue, she's a whopping level 8. Despite all his stats, he can't defeat this woman no matter what he does. The strongest level in the Pangea game is considered 10, and one is considered seriously strong by level 7. Beyond this level, actual strength differences are made clear. Basically, it's like comparing Gojo to the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen sorcerers. These guys are built differently. Level 8 is where one could be considered strongest in the region. In other words, these guys are like boss fights all on their own. Now our boy knows that he can't beat her in straight combat. But then he notices one simple catch. The princess is cursed. Isabella steps down from her monster. Deadass serious. She looks at him with complete animosity and declares that he'll die here and now. While Princess Thick Curves is threatening my man's life, he's wondering about the reason he started playing the game. Pangea seriously has a high-level difficulty rating. Consider it like the Elden Ring. Hyeon Mayung happens to be a gooner but for video games, and not in the sense that he goes to baddies. He just wants to crack new levels in any game. Isabella leaps forward to slash at him at full speed. In return, our boy smirks, calmly questioning if she's interested in removing the queen's curse. Isabella's blade stops just before slashing our boy's throat, so that's a seriously close call. She's bummed out and visually shaken by his question. Isabella glares at him, questioning who this guy even thinks he is. Hyeon Mayung comes up with an adequate excuse for the situation, and shares that he is actually a starbearer who leads normal people to stars. He even extends his offer to lift the queen's curse, allowing Isabella to exit the region. Again, this offer stuns the chick, hitting her harder than her ex. The thing is, Starbearer is just an NPC class that any player requires to achieve the highest level. The class is reserved for normal NPCs, so in truth, he's not really a Starbearer. But in order to remove the curse, Isabella requires a blessing from one of these NPCs. Her only obstacle governing her life is the stupid curse that has made a slave of her, so she has no reason to reject his offer. The quivering princess is put in a dilemma. Turns out that Hyeon Mayung actually created her himself. She just happens to be one of his unfortunate characters that he never chose to pursue. The curse from the perspective of the player is just a map restriction that grounds a player to a certain area during the game. However, any player's character is meant to explore the world and pursue their ending. Unfortunately, that isn't the case for Isabella, who's like a bird with her freedom completely stolen from her because of the curse. Breaking her silence, she requests his name. Choosing a new name, Bro picks Randolph, and that also sets his actual username in the system. After a brief standoff, the princess turns around, dispelling her original intention of killing him immediately. At the same time, she leaves him with a bone-chilling reminder that if he's ever caught lying, she'll personally tear him from limb to limb. The baddie instructs her men to personally escort our boy, treating him as an honored guest with premium handling. And that's how the first quest of survival finally comes to an end. Our boy takes a sigh of relief. He scored a perfect grade and ended up getting a ton of awards. But it's so damn fatiguing that his body collapses after the fight. Hyeon Mayung can't even believe he survived that mission, and nets 220 points in total. In the next scene, Bro is brought to a castle. All of a sudden, he's enjoying a luxury bath experience. Hyeon Mayung highlights how the soul of Hydreigon is known for dropping early in the game. Then there's the sword of Maikala. Hyeon Mayung managed to acquire both items at the same time, but what he really didn't expect to obtain was the broken piece of golden scale, a syncing tool between reality and the game. His thoughts are interrupted with a bunch of snow bunny maids showing up and even offering to wash him up for free. Hyeon Mayung isn't gonna say no to this ridiculously free offer and requests they wash his feet. I'm not even kidding. We're out here getting feet shots. These women are Isabella's personal maids. Hyeon Mayung knows they're here to test his intentions. A real star bearer doesn't react to any sexual desires, so this man is literally fighting for his damn life to prevent a boner. But unfortunately, our fallen soldier ends up staring at a voluptuous chest. Bro panics so hard he begs the status window to pop up, blocking his view from her knockers. Surprisingly, Hyeon Mayung notices a new revelation. Some kind of boundary line between Panginia and the real world is gradually taking its course. Viewing the successful history of his quest completions, he actually acquires a logout feature. Now that's really interesting, but the game warns him that his character will be vulnerable during the logout. By the way, Bro is seriously stunned with Gracia, and I love mint chocolate making the leaderboards. These two were his best friends during the game. Turns out that they were also dragged into this game just like he was. Hyeon Mayung is also loving the logout feature, finally having his get out of jail free card to escape this mad game. Immediately, he urges the maids to exit the room, rejecting their treatment strongly. Hyeon Mayung emphasizes that he needs to communicate with the stars or else he'll lose his powers. One of the chambermaids is flushed to hear that news. The maids exit the room, leaving him to his business. Hyun Mayung can't believe his shitty excuse actually saved his life. He gets out of the tub and uses the logout feature, not giving a single flying fuck about the game at all. The game stores his character in a safe environment, reminding him that if his character dies, so will he in his real life. With the logout process completed, our boy finds himself back to his world. Except, the world has literally turned to literal hell. Destruction everywhere, monsters invading and cities burning. Hyun Mayung learns about the news and watches a bus-sized praying mantis wreaking havoc. Terrified, he falls down, succumbing to the realization that the monsters of the game have somehow invaded the real world. Furthermore, there's a golden fragment lying next to him, the one that is linked to the worlds. Let's go back a few minutes. Logging out from the game causes a flood of memories, recapping all of the events that occurred in the game to spiral in his head. Hyun Mayung returns to the living world, scanning his surroundings and wondering if it was all just a sick dream. He smiles, making fun of himself for acting like he got transported into a web novel. His confidence evaporates the second he lays his eyes on the small gold fragment sitting on his desk. Panicking, he picks it up, questioning reality once more. If this thing came to his room, then that means everything he just went through is real. By the way, the actual game is not even a thing that exists on the website anymore. Hyun Mayung lands right on the money with his theory. The boundary between the real world and the game world has been severed. Panicking, he hastens for a solution. Then his brain clicks. If the monsters have crossed into this world, then that means some of the other things could also be accessible. Remember Michaela's sword? Yeah. That early stage item is now a part of the living world, as Hyun Mayung manifests both it and the hydrogen soul satchel. Unfortunately, bro has no idea how to use this thing in real life, because the game only used a double-click feature to use its abilities. Remembering the details from the system, Hyun Mayung reaches another revelation. Though he's incapable in reality of fighting these monsters, it's different when it comes to his game character. The moment he activates the fragment, bro completely synchronizes with the abilities of Randolph, his game character. The syncing process will last him for a full day. So let's return to the streets again, where a helpless mother is bolting for her life while carrying her weak daughter. They've already lost sight of the husband. To make matters worse, God decides to fuck them over with falling debris. You might be thinking some hero is gonna save them, but no. Yoonji, the little girl, survives while her mother is pitifully crushed Tokyo Ghoul style. At that moment, a young lady comes running out to rescue them. She wants to help the mother, who is completely crushed. Her only desire is for her daughter to be protected. This young woman restrains Yoonji, processing the loss. But while she is all caught up with this mess, she had no idea the monster creeped up on her. This thing is about to swallow her whole. But right then, our hero arrives, ripping the creature apart with the slash of his sword. The man who has arrived is not the pathetic Hyun Mayung, but his game character, who actually blitzes the creature and dices it to pieces. The young woman is shocked how they managed to survive, while at the same time wonders who this gigachad even is. Another praying mantis comes bursting to attack our boy. She shouts at him to look behind, but it's nothing to worry about. A huge dragon crushes the mantis between its teeth. Remember the hydrogen? Yeah. That overpowered boss is now a part of our boy's arsenal. Welcome to one of the coolest shots in the whole story. Hyun Mayung jumps on top of its head, while the lady processes her reaction. She can't even tell what's real anymore. Meanwhile, the little girl Yoonji frees herself and goes rushing to help her mother. Hyun Mayung then goes on to slaughter any monsters in his path. The same nine-headed dragon is utterly demolishing the battlefield. Let's talk about the advent of monsters in the real world, who invaded multiple countries aside from Korea. Human civilization faced imminent threat of extinction, but alongside those monsters appeared a bunch of heroes. Hyun Mayung and a few other players from the game became warriors who cut those monsters down, the same beasts that are completely immune to bullets. There were normal players too, who vowed to protect humankind. But the problem was, bigger and stronger monsters would soon descend, changing the trajectory of the real world. Watching the footage from the comfort of his home, a player called Massacre thinks all of these idiots are wasting their golden fragments. Now that the game is merging with the real world gradually, everyone will compete against another for survival. This means the players who hold the most amount of fragments in this world will eventually become the strongest characters. By the way, the same ranking that remained frozen for 2 years changed just as well, with Randolph steamrolling his competition at first place. This begged the question if this guy is actually Phantom. Phantom is also nicknamed Ghost. It's actually Hyun Mayung's character, who is most known with both names. The same guy became the first person to form an NPC expedition called the Demon Realm Expedition, and he's the only person to reach the final stage of the game, even though that final battle resulted in complete and utter defeat for the Phantom. Without a doubt, he is considered the undisputed best player of the Pangania game. Bro is out here carrying 1% of Faker's aura. Massacre has a theory, believing that the player who wielded the Phantom character must have been summoned in the game the moment his expedition backfired. Even though a person's equipment and appearance is completely reset, they are still awarded the traits of the previous character. And that's the logical explanation why Randolph possesses every single broken ability of his actual game character. Speaking of our boy, he wakes up back in the tub. He's back in the game, reflecting on the new state of the real world of monsters. At least the situation has made itself clearer than before. Even Hyun Mayung asserts that he nearly completed the game with his previous character, and only lost at the endings. The one thing that slowed his progress were the mercenaries he hired along the way, alongside some NPCs who betrayed his group. Despite the best planning he could think of, these guys ruined everything with the inevitable doom of betrayal. But the interesting part is that those same people could be summoned, just like he was in the game. The thing is, there are people out there, jealous players who wanted to see Phantom fail. That's why they betrayed him. Our boy fully understands that his haters are going to be out for his head even now. Now that the two worlds are melding into each other, he can't hide after just logging out of the game. The only absolute way to ensure survival in not one but two worlds is for him to become unstoppably strong again. And that leads us to the throne room of the princess, who wonders if he's done talking to his stars. Hyun Mayung assures her that he's finished, and that he's here to fulfill his promise. However, he's got a condition of his own, while Isabella signals his maids to exit the room. The Starbearer voices his condition, urging Isabella to take him to the sanctuary, a request that surprises her. She even calls him insane for asking such a thing. Our boy knows that the next quest involves him acquiring a class, and he's got his eyes set on obtaining a specific one. He manipulates Isabella like a pawn, deploying expert gaslighting strategies by sharing that there's a star in the sanctuary. Night falls as a lady walks among corpses drenched in blood. It's the princess, who has slaughtered everyone in her path. Trailing behind is our boy, who is stunned by her incredible skills to take out an entire guard team. She's the perfect ally for this mission. Let's rewind a few hours. This man had just told her to take him to the sanctuary. Isabella found herself surprised to learn about the secret star in the sanctuary. Hyun Mayung made sure to keep the details ambiguous, and actually reveals that he came across the fourth star by chance. He's the only player who knows about its precise location too. Using this piece of information, he informs Isabella that it's the only way her curse is going to be lifted. The princess objects that the sanctuary is a sacred place where not everyone can go, but then he reminds her that she has access to it. To instill a fear of scarcity, he expertly manipulates her by saying it's her only chance to escape the desert. That brings us back to the present. If Hyun Mayung failed to persuade her right then and there, then he would have been the person lying like a corpse on the ground. They arrive at the location called the Holy Ground, which leads to an underground labyrinth of sorts. The two descend lower, while the system explains that rewards will be granted to them based on the exploration rate achieved. Hyun Mayung's level doesn't meet the basic requirements. Normally, he'd be getting overwhelmed with demonic poison, but thanks to one of his 13 traits, he's able to withstand its powers. It's only because of his hidden trait that he managed to enter to begin with. He's just a level 2 beginner who isn't supposed to set foot in these lands. But Hyun Mayung's entire strategy rests on sending the princess up ahead, clearing the whole quest while he reaps only the completion rewards. It's not the sub-quest that bothers him. What matters him most is the main quest, with the ultimate goal of obtaining a proper class. The quest will only end once he achieves it, and he's got his sights set on a very special class. The Snake Princess is alarmed with the path ahead. She faces the realization that they've taken the wrong path, and turns around to head back. But this man stops her. Isabella thinks that the Star Bearer is messing with her when the bridge in front of them is a clear trap. The moment they try to step over it, the air currents will knock them flying. She's really disappointed in him, until our boy deploys the god-powerful technique that Twitter losers and Reddit mods use every day. Internet-style rage baiting. No balls form. Flaring up with anger, she tries to mask her insecurities, stating that it's a trivial task for her. Our boy keeps egging her on. Isabella yaps and yaps until Hyun Mayung offers her an easy way by carrying her. The princess is humiliated by this sudden request. Hyun Mayung is more than happy to carry her if she's feeling under the weather. They already have little time to escape after killing all those guards. The queen will punish the princess upon discovering. That's why it's best for both of them to make a run for it. Humiliated, the baddie hops on his back. Having equipped her, Hyun Mayung puts his feet to work. This man actually goes in the wrong direction, straying from the intended path. Isabella is screaming and shouting in fear, but this suicidal maniac takes the leap of faith. Another one of his hidden traits called mutant kicks into motion. This allows him powerful ocular sight that scans secret details of any environment. Hyun Mayung races on this invisible path, stunning the princess with his secret knowledge. She can't even fathom how a Starbearer has access to this information, even with all the knowledge in the world. Hilariously, our boy teases her back for being scared of acrobatics. His continued teasing annoys her, because this guy is way too relaxed for the situation there. It's not like he's faking confidence either. It's as if she's being welcomed as his dear friend after many years. Isabella directly questions their familiarity and asks if they've met before. Hyun Mayung tells her they haven't met in the same locations. He even confesses that he's seen her from one side, but she's never seen him. Using the gate, both of them travel past and teleport into a different domain. Hyun Mayung detects a domain barrier and jogs his memory for the incoming threat. The set of boulders just lying nearby suddenly take human form, materializing into stone golems exuding red energy. These powerful golem monsters are called guardians. Just from the size of its humongous rune, our boy suspects that they are dealing with a powerful boss. Just one hit from this kind of boss would crush him like a bug. He wonders if Isabella's leg is feeling alright, teasing her again. After all, he's going to need her full support here. The high-level stone guardians rush to attack them. With a charged punch, one of them hurls a fist against the baddest bitch of all. The snake princess smirks, exhibiting confidence, and in a single motion slashes the golem more than a dozen different times. In a moment's notice, its arm shatters to pieces. Can't even lie, she's the coolest princess I've seen in a while. Isabella assures our boy that this fight will be soon over. Leaping using the debris, she charges up towards the guardian. Targeting its runes, she unleashes a ferocious horizontal slash. Meanwhile, male wife Hyun Mayung is out here seriously impressed. Isabella isn't even supposed to be a fighter class. She's an assassin, yet she's out here moving like Sung Jin-woo. Dozens and dozens of slashes later, she decorates the golems in scars. They are annihilated with her wrathful hits, perfectly exemplifying the true strength of a level 8 character. Fight's over, and the Golem Maker class is instantly accessible to our boy. Hyun Mayung is shocked that he can use Isabella's kill to his own credit. In the Panginia games, summoner classes are extremely rare, which is why Golem Maker is an excellent class. It's a high-tier ability, but as promising as it may be, it's not what our boy is after, so he straight up declines it. After all, the class he's desperately chasing is in a league of its own, and its test is about to come next. Tendrils of black surround the fields, casting a dark atmosphere. From the ground erects a huge mountain, almost resembling a castle. This is the target that Hyunmyeong has been chasing after. A greater god that protects the very stars. A titanic snake and the ancient king Dramut himself. Dramut exerts such intimidating pressure that the system straight up says players below level 10, which by the way is the max level, can't challenge its authority. This beast is the mountain guardian of the sanctuary itself. Isabella looks at our boy, questioning if this fucker thinks she's gonna go out there and suicide against the mountain guardian. Hyunmyeong plays it chilly, acting like the mountain guardian is actually a sweetheart who never attacks first. Well, that reality crashes down rather quickly when the monster roars and unleashes its first strike. It literally terrifies the princess because she barely managed to dodge its first attack. Hyunmyeong is confused. He actually didn't remember this beast being so aggressive. The princess thinks our boy's definition of friendly is pretty damn stupid. The greater god addresses the challenger, urging him to defeat the guardian to pass. Hilariously, Isabella tries to reason that she never even bothered challenging the sanctuary, but suddenly realizes that she's the one who went around smashing his servants to pieces. The greater god is pissed off with her denial and tries to tail whip the shit out of her. The princess fights back, or rather does her absolute best to escape each attack. She screams at Hyunmyeong to plot the next move for once. Now our boy has actually faced this big old noodle in the past, but he doesn't seem to have any memories of beating it. Suddenly he realizes something. The ancient king Dramut is a behemoth and a greater god that protects the stars. From his lore, Hyunmyeong learned that Dramut was an enchanted beast, as he gained wisdom from the essence of the star. Back when our boy cleared this place as Ghost, he was raising Wilhelm, a level 10 5-star character. Interestingly, the big old noodle never even attacked him. Instead, it simply led him to the sanctuary's location because he met all qualifications. So now the problem is, Dramut doesn't even deem them worthy because the greater god only attacks those weaker than itself. This situation has placed our boy in quite the pickle. Isabella is being knocked around. She's getting steamrolled by the snake. The earlier poison of the sanctuary weakened her too. It makes her wonder if listening to the Starbearer's guidance was all a huge mistake. The princess is moments away from being squashed like a mosquito. Hyunmyeong borrows Taknajutsu from Naruto and tells the beast to stop immediately. Dramut shockingly obeys and stares at the buff Gigachad posing like a god. He has no idea how this normie knows about his real name. Then our boy drops his previous character's name, Wilhelm, assuring the greater god that he has returned. Instantly after hearing those words, Dramut takes a moment to process his words. The snake crashes out fucking dying of laughter. Maybe this strategy might actually give it a heart attack and kill it. Dramut trash talks the stupid-looking idiot who thinks he's Wilhelm. because this guy isn't even comparable to a sentinel. He's straight up trash. Dramut can't fathom how he's comparing himself to Wilhelm, the best of the best, a being that he considered his own master. Even Wilhelm failed the demonic realm expedition, causing his stars to fall. That means his death has been completed. But even then, the ancient king takes great offense that a loser like our boy has the gall to invoke his master's name. The ancient king is a second away from devouring the insolent warrior, but this man stands there aura farming to the max. Hyunmyoung reminds the beast of the contract they made. Dramut can't even fathom how this guy knows about such information. Not a soul in the world can know about such a thing. The contract they made is actually the checkmate. Anyone who obtains the star will learn the true name of the mountain guardian and even become its master. The greater god is supposed to obey his masters. Every command and information about the contract can never be revealed, or else the player will die from its curse. Hyunmyoung luckily remembered this part of the story, which means the game rules are still under effect. The only reason he's not murdered by the curse yet is because he's no longer Wilhelm, but Randolph. The intrigued greater god questions his identity once more. Hyunmyoung commands the beast to guide him to the star as it will remove all doubt. But this idea is ridiculous to the mountain guardian, because this guy doesn't even meet the basic requirements. But Hyunmyoung is crazily confident, stating that he doesn't mind risking his death. Deploying his Twitter strategies again, he rage baits the snake with the same "no balls" approach. The greater god laughs at the pitiful creature who could die from a single hit. He wonders what makes this guy so confident. Just to figure that out, he turns around to guide him to its location. Dramut intends to use the star to be the ultimate judge. A while passes. Isabella is speechless. They've arrived in a gloomy location, which makes her wonder if the star is really here. Our boy assures her that the thing on the altar is actually the star itself. Well, it's just a damn bonehead skull. Isabella is underwhelmed, but Hyunmyoung notes that it's actually Leah's face. The twin goddess of the realm died, and her body scattered into 32 fragments across the continent. These fragments are actually considered stars inside the realm. They are the same catalysts that can be used to achieve transcendence. And now, Hyunmyoung has it in his hand. Instantly, a vortex of flames engulfs his entire being as the flames shoot upward. Isabella is worried about him, while the greater god laughs. He knew this would happen. No ordinary mortal can approach a star without meeting the requirements. Dramut even celebrates the lowly human's death. Hilariously, our boy is actually doing just fine inside. He's untouched by the flames, noting how the star specifically kills a player only if someone tries to cheat his way through. But in this case, Hyunmyoung managed to bypass the ancient king with actual negotiation. The real problem is obtaining the class of his dreams. The problem with acquiring a star without having a class beforehand is that it normally gives you its own version of a class. This is something that Hyunmyoung has never done before. All 13 of his traits start to illuminate, representing his skills from the previous maxed-out character. The star deems him a being capable of confronting destruction. It shatters apart. Its mana surges through Hyunmyoung's body and becomes a part of him. He now has access to new skills called Star Pierce and Blessing of the Stars. After reaching Transcendence, the effects of the stars will permanently stay with him. With this, he has acquired the class Star Successor. Isabella remains baffled. She can't believe that this man is naturally absorbing the star in its entirety. With the commotion finished, Hyunmyoung addresses the princess and asks her what she will do after the curse is lifted from her. The princess reveals that she just wants to leave this shitty-ass desert to find her family's bloodline. Hyunmyoung is happy to bless her and remove the curse under one condition. His only requirement is that she serve him, which is an interesting choice of words, for 1 year straight. After that, they'll both go look for her family together. Now the thing is, Isabella fears the queen's wrath even after escaping. She's terrified of submitting to another individual, but Hyunmyoung assures her that he's different. His meaningful gesture speaks through to her. The snake princess gets on her knees and confesses pure submission to her master. Wait, what? Hyunmyoung congratulates her for making the correct decision and then turns back to Dramut, taunting the shit out of this snake for not believing in him sooner. It's time for some good old karma, so Hyunmyoung demands the Noddle to bow before him like a good snake. Thanks to his transcendence, numerous combat-styled constellations are now taking interest in Hyunmyoung's evolution. When word of Isabella's betrayal reaches the Desert Queen, she is astonished and immediately lays out the order to capture both of them immediately. In the outside world, people are starting to speculate the identity of this new Randolph player. They think it is Phantom behind the scenes, because someone obtaining a higher score than Gracia is impossible otherwise. Now that the 5-year veteran has returned to the game again, the top brass is having difficulty. They tried contacting him in the past and were incapable of tracking him down, but back then he wasn't a real player. With the merging of both realms, things are easier. They want to try fishing and bait him out. Everyone knows that Main Quest 3 is going to take a lot of items from him if he wants to guarantee first place again. Let's talk about fishing first. It's a common tactic used in a secret auction hall where players trade items. They upload a top-tier item at a low price, then use a twin ability through a talisman to track down the location of the buyer. Newbies end up purchasing the cheap auction item, thinking it's a steal of the century, but then the players who put up the auction easily track them down and kill them. The problem is, they're dealing with Phantom, so that guy is definitely going to see through this strategy. Except this crazy chick somehow thinks the plan will work. She's the greatest simp of all time, believing that a guy like him might actually try to snag an easy item from the auction. This crazy chick even suggests kidnapping the guy from the real world after exposing his information. The girl is so damn crazy that the two dudes are out here calling the police to report her for stalking. The girl is ecstatic, wondering what kind of life this amazing player must lead. It's the same kind of mindset many celebrity stans have, thinking that they all lead perfect lives. In the background, Massacre is viewing the leaderboard. Randolph is still on top for stage 2. Massacre is also actually hunting down players in real life, using the same fishing strategy. He wonders what kind of insane level class netted Randolph top score again. By the way, this guy is a straight-up criminal in real life too. He's left multiple people dead just to increase his leaderboard rankings. Back to our boy. The system informs him of his 100% exploration rate. Thanks to the Mountain Guardian, he conquers the sanctuary with ease. As a reward for completing the subquest, Hyun Mayung obtains a teleportation book, allowing him to visit a previously explored location. Overall, our boy acquired great loot from all of this. The system collects his newly acquired experience points. Thanks to that, he skyrockets to level 3 in one go. The process is way slower than leveling up normal characters. Unfortunately, more traits require more experience per stage. At the same time, his stats are more powerful than the average player, so he's doing well. Hyun Mayung is curious about the item he obtained from the main quest. He got 2 rare rewards, one being a shadow cloak, a mystical item that turns you invisible after weaning it. Harry Potter fans will get this one. Ancient King Dramat suddenly detects incoming humans headed this way. He informs his master of the ones that have invaded the sanctuary. Isabella knows that this must be the pursuit squad of the Desert Queen. She asks about his next goal, because even though the queen herself hasn't stepped foot, her squad will be quite difficult to deal with. She thinks they're going to be so strong that not even the Mountain Guardian will be enough. Hyun Mayung assures her that they're not even going to participate in the fight. The big old noodle will handle them all. Both of them flee the area, leaving poor Dramat sweating bullets. While they're bolting away, they can hear the cries of the invaders encountering the Ancient King. Isabella thinks it's wrong to ditch the snake all alone, but our boy thinks it'll be fine as long as the Desert Queen hasn't come by herself. Dramat can easily deal with the advance unit on his own. This is the only chance of victory they have, otherwise they'll be surrounded by the Queen's forces. Isabella is surprised because bro basically admitted that he didn't abandon the big snake for his uselessness. It's not like the Mountain Guardian can leave the sanctuary, so it's them who have to escape. Hyun Mayung intends to use a warp gate at the edge of the desert to fully escape the region. Thanks to him lifting Isabella's curse, they'll be fine. The real problem is that the gate takes its sweet-ass time to activate. They've already arrived and the princess is stoked to get out of the desert. Hyun Mayung tells her about the added activation duration. You might be thinking it's only a couple of minutes, but this damn gate takes 12 whole hours to activate. They're also trapped in completely empty land with no cover to hide. The pursuit squad is definitely going to find them here. Dramat can delay them, but not for too long. Until then, Hyun Mayung intends to communicate with the star. In other words, he wants to log out and check the state of the real world. He asks for Isabella's trust, who prepares her sword and swears to protect him. Now that's a badass character. Our boy opts out of the game, wakes up in his shitty apartment. The feeling of logging out is still strange, but he quickly grabs the phone to check the news. Luckily, there haven't been any new disaster alerts, so the monsters haven't come yet. With both realms colliding into one, there's only so much that Hyun Mayung can use to his advantage. The players in the real world, his world, concern him the most. That's why he intends to check in frequently to make sure he's safe here too. Suddenly, a text message steals his attention. It's Kim Seo Hyun. In the next scene, his ex-girlfriend is out here arguing with someone on the phone, letting the whole restaurant know about their ordeal. She wants his money because she's a lying gold digger. Her new boyfriend drops the call, leaving her on her own. The shitty Seo Hyun is reminded of Hyun Mayung as a loser, calling him pathetic. Still, she liked that he was obedient, and even regrets leaving him so soon. He actually arrives to talk to her after her text. Seo Hyun treats him much nicer now, instead of how she berated him and left him. He sits down, questioning what she wants from him. Seo Hyun is pissed off with his new sense of pride. To strike down his ego, she reminds him that he obediently came to meet up with her with just one invitation. That's the one thing she always fancied in him. like the predator she is. This bitch tells him how she regretted breaking up with him, and wonders if he thinks the same. Pondering that question, our boy starts to get annoyed. To think that she called him all the way here and didn't even buy him a drink. Frustrated with her basic lack of respect, he gets up to leave. Seo Hyun, flustered that she's losing control of her former puppet, tries to stop him. She acts like the whole world revolves around her, but he's done with her. Bro turns around with a bombshell of a question, asking Seo Hyun if her new boyfriend has any idea they are out here on a date. He calls her out for dating multiple men at the same time, something that is obvious on her social profiles. Thought Slayer 69 leaves her for the streets, thinking about how he would have panicked if he didn't adopt his new personality. Turns out that Randolph's resilience actually carries over to him in this reality. He's exiting the place when suddenly, he sees a dude bullying someone. This bastard is about to stab the innocent girl with a blade in a fit of rage. Hyun Mayung steps in, grabbing his wrist, stopping the attack and saving the young lady's life. It's the same girl from earlier too. Strengthening his grip, our boy demands the punk to get lost.